Hey guys, my name's Alex Teasy. How you guys doing? And well, I'm back. I am back again. Yeah, okay. I've been gone for what, nearly 5 months now, as you can see from this last upload. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I know. But you know, it's called exams, personal things, and holiday. No, went to Portugal for a whole month and a half. That's pretty mad, isn't it? So let's not focus on the past, and let's focus on what this video is about today. And as you've seen the title of this video, if you didn't, this video is about 5 really survival-friendly farms that you can make in probably the first at least 10 days of your Minecraft survival world. So I'm just going to show you what they are. So we have a cow farm, a sugarcane farm, a flower farm, and a cobblestone generator farm, and a little surprise for a little later. But I'm going to go a little bit more in depth in each of these farms, and I also will be showing you the amount of things you will need for these exact farms. So for example, with this cow farm right here, I have the exact things that you will need for these farms. So let's waste no further ado, and let's begin. So this first farm here is obviously a cow farm. Now if you don't recognize cow farms, they look a bit like this. So you get your wheat and you breed them up. You usually have more cows in here, so let's just get the cow spawner, which in survival you won't have this, but I'm illustrating the idea that you'd brought a couple of cows with you and put them in this hole. And then you'd breed them up, and as they all jump up, they will allow you to breed each individual one. After you breed them up, then the baby cows will be made, and then you wait until all those baby cows will... I promise you, these are cows from the wild, not from here. Alright, come on. So then these cows will then grow up, and then what you will do is you'll get your sword, and you kill them. And when you kill them, you obviously get beef. Now, if you do have fire aspect, then you are able to turn this into cooked beef. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can also get leather as well from this farm. So it is very beneficial in that regard. But it's a very simple farm to allow you to get food very quick early on in the game, because I think it is really important that you get food early on, because then you won't be able to do a lot of things. So that is why I would recommend to get yourself a cow farm. And obviously you remember this is the parts list for this farm exactly, so you're going to need at least 43 solid blocks, everything else, and of course that's all you need to know about this. So let's move on to the next farm. As we see here, this is a sugarcane farm. I think you probably even recognize this design because it's probably very well known by this point. It's very simple. You just have 5 pistons, 5 observers, and you just put sand and water behind it, and then you put a little hopper minecart underneath. There you go. Very simple design. I think it's a very good source of sugarcane, because this alone, I got this amount from, I think, a 30-minute AFK session. So it's not a lot, but it's very good for passive amount of sugarcane. But it's also very important to know that this is actually very expandable. You can actually make this as big as you want, and as you know, you could literally like stack them side to side, and you could even like, you know, do it on top. You can do it sideways. You can even go down. It is very expandable. So this is why I do like this farm design quite a lot. And the parts list for this is actually maybe a bit more expensive, this farm. But if you can make a really big one of these in your survival world, I promise you, you'll get a lot of sugarcane, which is then beneficial for things like paper, which then could lead into rockets. So if you have a big sugarcane farm, you'll be able to have almost infinite rocket fuel. And I think everyone loves to fly, especially when you have wings like this. Look pretty cool, don't they? The next farm we have here is the flower farm. And you're probably thinking, what is this about? We got pushing blocks here? Well, just watch the magic unfold. Here we go. I'm letting the bone meal now go into the chest, and as you can see here, this is actually a really fast, very powerful flower farm. Now, depending on where you build your flower farm, it is definitely essential that you put your flower farm over, like for example, a meadow biome, or even an area that has tulips, because that is where you're going to get the most variety of flowers, is from an area that has tulips. From this farm alone, you can get a pretty decent amount of flowers. You can get oxeye daisies, you can get dandelions, you can get poppies, you can get azure bullets, I think that's how you pronounce them. And also you get cornflowers. So that's actually quite a lot of different types of dye you can get. You can at least get red, blue, light gray, and yellow dye from this farm alone. which could be used for your other things like dyeing wools or making concrete. So this farm is useful in that regard, but I wouldn't recommend this farm for anyone else that doesn't have a purpose for this type of thing. But it's a really simple farm, as this one actually requires less observers. Oh no, there, sorry. This is the parts list for this farm, so you just need only 2 observers, 8 pistons, 9 hoppers, and about 48 solid blocks. And you don't have to use glass for this. You could use solid blocks as well, but for this showcase purposes, you know, it's better to see it this way. And so that's what you will need for this farm. The next farm you have here is personally, I think, a really good farm, and I think the only way I can really truly show this farm out is to go into survival mode, because I really want to show how good this farm is. So here's the pot. Here's 3 pickaxes. Got an iron pick here, a bit used, but this is the type of pick you would have, you know, in the early game, right? And then you just mine it. It's a very simple cobblestone generator. And from doing this for what, roughly around 30 seconds now, let's just see how long this will take. Alright, from those 30 seconds alone, let's see what we got. We literally got 37 cobblestone just within 30 seconds. If you did the math, you do that times 2, you can see where that goes. But then remember, let's say we're now a little bit more better in the game. So we got now a diamond pickaxe, but let me just show you the difference here. So we're going to do this experiment again with 30 seconds, so we're going to do this one more time. Alright, from that 30 seconds there, now we got, as we see there, yeah, it's only a 1 block difference. But let's now do this with finally with a netherite pickaxe with efficiency 5. So basically the best pick you can get with this. And now with 30 seconds gone by, let's see how much we got here now. And this is the amount of cobblestone you get that new rate. So basically this farm gets better the better the pick you have. So the rates will basically increase if you have a better pick. So this farm is definitely good, but now let's just count how much we've used here in total. So they made so far we've made a solid 3 stacks of cobblestone within what, a minute? In a minute and 30 seconds? So that's quite a lot. And here's actually the parts list for this farm. Very simple. Probably the most expensive thing here is the hoppers. But I would say this farm is probably worth it for those 6 hoppers, because this thing will get you a lot of cobblestone if you have a good pickaxe. And this is actually really good for things like building other farms. If you need like a solid block that you need to build other farms with, for example, then this would be very useful to be able to get a lot of resources like this. And now let's go show you the 5th and final farm. You probably know where I'm going with this, and we are in a mine shaft, so you'll be questioning yourself, what can you find in a mine shaft? And yeah, the answer is you can find spawners down here in a mine shaft, and very specifically cave spider spawners. Now the reason why this is a really good farm, and especially early on in the game, is because if you did find one of these mine shafts early in the game, then basically you want to take advantage of this very nice block you got here. If you were smart, you'd actually make the sugarcane farm, which is up there, and then you also then make the you would then make the spawner farm. The way you'd have to do is, obviously, when you find a spawner like this, you then have to go clear out an entire area. But this is obviously in its very foundable stage. So let's now actually show you what it looks like in the actual concept. And look at that. I'm here. I'm like, why am I here? Because now we can actually finally see the new farm. The actual built version of the farm. So now there was originally a spawner over there, as you remember the spot there. and it's actually the amount of stuff you will need for this farm. So I'm just going to show that very briefly then. So as you can see here, here is the actual farm. So we can actually now see the spawner there, and we can actually then see the water, which is then drawing the spiders. Oh, as you see there, the spiders will then spawn, and if they do spawn in the water, then basically they'll just get dragged into the area again. So I would recommend the way that you build this is that you build out from the spawner roughly around 6 blocks, but the reason they don't spill any further is because of these trap gate, what were they called? Fence gates, that's it, fence gates. For a second I didn't know what they were then. But then that's what prevents the water from going in, and plus it's easier to use because who hates placing signs all over? So that's why I prefer using fence gates. And actually, if you go down this nice fancy little ladder, I need another sword for this operation. So as you can see here are actually some of the drop rates from the spider farm. It's only very 2 items. You only get spider eyes and string. However, you only get spider eyes if you kill the spiders. If you don't kill the spiders, you just get string. So that's something you should be aware of. However, this farm is AFKable, and you can also AFK it, but a bit more manually. So you can actually stand here and, well, collect the loot and take out the spiders. As you can see here, there's actually 2 droppers for water. So if I want to actually AFK here, I just stand here and let the spiders die off of the magma blocks, and they'll just drop string. So that's how that works. This farm is definitely a lot more resource intensive, and most importantly, it does require a lot more effort to mine out this entire hole here, which then makes them take damage when they drop. But generally, I believe this design actually works with every type of spawner, not except the blaze ones clearly, but every overworld spawner in this game should be able to accommodate this farm design. And the reason you should actually use wall blocks here is because then they can't actually get through this gap, because cave spiders can actually get through half slab gaps. So that's why you should use a wall block here. But for regular spiders, just put a slab, you'll be fine. So that is pretty much the spider farm, and you could do this farm in any other form of overworld mob. So that is the mob farm. So something I think you guys can easily make in survival. But I'll show you once again the the materials you're gonna need for this farm. So if this is if you think you can manage get all these resources and then making a really good spider farm or skeleton farm. If you found a skeleton farm, that is the best one you can get, because it just gives you the most resources, as you can see here. So in general, that is not in the video. Video's not done yet. I got one more secret farm for you. If you guys have stayed to the end of this video, you're gonna get an extra farm. And here we are. Boom. So this is actually a nether portal, of course. So now we're here in the nether. Let me just show you the 6th and final farm for this video, and I'm literally just put this farm in the box. Look at that. This, my friends, is the farm. Not the box. This is just to show how small it is. But if we actually go inside, this farm is what you call a basalt farm. Now, if you do recognize this design, then please tell me who made this design in the comment section down below, because I would like to know. But this is what I believe is I think it's one of the quickest basalt farms you can make in this game. Let's just see how fast this can go. And something that's pretty cool about mining the basalt in this farm is that the longer you stay mining, the quicker the mine rate will be. So I'm just going to do this for another 30 seconds. Alright, so in roughly 30 seconds, we've got this much basalt. It's pretty cool, isn't it? So if you really need basalt for something like a project or like a farm, yeah, this is a good farm block actually. You could use this for like building farms out of, but there you go. Those are 6 farms in survival that you can make. By the way, I'm in survival, Jesus Christ. Okay, there you go. I can now fly. So there you go. There you have it. 6 farms you can make in survival, and they're really survival friendly as well. So I'd just like to conclude that if you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys would like to see the nether related version of this video, where I show you 5 nether farms that you can make in the nether and be able to make really easily. So if you guys do want to see that, feel free to leave a comment, and also leave a like to show your appreciation for this video. So guys, don't forget to take it easy, and peace.